Sam, you got a window open or anything in the back? Is that window open? I think I hear something.
Oh, I see something in the tree. I
It
see
might
Something
be a
something in the
jar.
tree, Sam.
something moving. Something
Oh,
moving back there.
Some wings flapping, maybe.
It's our
ah,
gooses, boys. It's our
jeez.
gooses. We got to take a couple minutes here to talk about our Week 15 NFL gooses. That's when a player either gives you 0 points or negative points in your fantasy lineups. Starting off, my wife Kelly. She got a double goosey last week. Bra-
Oh,
Brandon McManus and the Chargers defense special teams gooster. First off with McManus, he's the kicker 10 on the season. Uh, After this goose, this was against Baltimore. He's playing at Tampa Bay and then versus Carolina. Are you dropping him, Max? Are you going to find another kicker after this?
I don't know who's available. Maybe Nick Folk. Everybody, if you're looking after him, uh, old but with a young leg. How about that? Uh, Brandon McManus looked terrible last game, man. I'll tell you right now, the Jaguars look like shit. They were red hot, and now as soon as Christian Kirk went down, their offense is just all haywire right now.
Sam, I know you have some thoughts on the Jaguars for us in that AFC South division. What are those quickly?
well, I thought they spent a lot of the season overachieving. I think everybody thought after their finish last year that they were the it team in the AFC South, but I still
Oh yeah.
think there's a little bit of work to do. And I'm going to have to agree with Max. I think that Christian Kirk was that it factor or that glue that held the offense together. Yeah, they've had some major struggles as of late, so much so that they're essentially in a three-way tie for winning the AFC South with Colts and the Texans.
Juicier division than we thought there, fellas. But mentioning that other goose, it was the Chargers defense special teams. They were at Las Vegas in that Thursday night game, gave up 63 points, a franchise record for the Raiders, a franchise record for the Chargers for most given up points. They're the 29th ranked defense on the season. Max, they're playing Buffalo at home and then they're coming here to Denver. You dropping the Chargers defense?
Why do you even have Chargers in your lineup? Why would you even put that in
Raiders,
there?
Raiders, no
That
Josh
was a
Jacobs, no Josh
terrible decision.
Jacobs, Aiden
Terrible decision.
O'Connell, Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell had 4 touchdowns. Go Boilers.
Career game
At
for sure.
halftime. At halftime.
Sam, is the Chargers season over?
Oh, it's been over. No one ever does well when they have to fire their head coach in the middle of the season. I speak from experience. I think once Justin Herbert went down, the only viable fantasy option on that entire team is Keenan Allen. So I'm going to have to, again, agree with Max. I don't see why there's a Charger in your lineup at all unless it is Keenan Allen. And I'm going to have to, I have to say, I commented on one of your guys' podcast videos on YouTube many months ago, thinking that the Chargers were going to be. So I had the Chargers and the 49ers as my Super Bowl teams.
Oh, Queef Sam.
Ooh, man, was I ever.
Sticky.
I mean, you look at their roster,
Yes.
you could easily see how they could
Every
be
year.
a Super Bowl
Yes.
contending
Every year.
team. I think coaching and culture, maybe they got some stuff to figure out.
Yes.
They're gonna figure it out by firing Brandon Staley here pretty soon.
Oh, I've been talking
Pretty
about
soon.
Staley all year, saying that it's been a coaching problem. This guy, with that offense, like we just said, are you kidding me? How are you not winning? How are you not new coach? Yeah, get him out of there. They made the right decision.
Another goose we want to talk about here from week 15 was our guy Maxwell Faulkner in his first round playoff matchup. He got goosed by Dalton Kincaid against Dallas. He's tight end 12 now in the season. He's going to play at Los Angeles Chargers, then they're hosting New England. He only had a 49% snap share in this one. What do you think about your goose? And what happened after that goose, Max?
Well, that goose definitely led to a loss. Okay, I kept on telling myself it's a lucky goose. It's a lucky goose. Okay,
Christmas
it's a lucky
goose.
goose egg. It's lucky goose, like those golden chocolate eggs in the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. But yeah, when you get a goose in your lineup, it's so freaking hard to come back from. And Dalton Kincaid, man, what a disappointment, because I was bragging about him when Dawson Knox went out, and I said Dalton Kincaid's the next big tight end, which I still think he can be in the future. But man, like not to mention that Josh Allen only threw for 94 passing yards.
7 completions.
Yeah. Oh my
7
goodness.
completions.
2 targets for Dalton Kincaid. 2 targets. And man, it was a tough loss for me, everybody. Losing in the playoffs. Come Monday, I had 2 questionables pop up. Keenan Allen, Josh Jacobs. Got a little nervous. Okay, come Tuesday. I'm hearing that Keenan Allen's more than likely going to be out. Okay, come Wednesday, Keenan Allen's out. I'm like, okay, got to swap him out. Come Thursday, Josh Jacobs out. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Okay, I basically just filled my lineup, and still we put up a fight. But when you have since the beginning of the season, Nick Chubb went out, Joe Burrow went out, Christian Kirk went out, and then in my playoff game, Josh Jacobs and Keenan Allen. It's very, very hard to win when you have those caliber players on your team not playing.
Sometimes the winner of your fantasy leagues is the team that can stay the most healthy. Is the team that lucks out the most with health.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of gooses in our league this season, and we saw a lot of teams win with gooses. But these playoff gooses sent both you and Kelly packing. Can't have a playoff goose. One more goose we want to talk about. He wasn't in our league, but we got to talk about this guy as the possible leader of the Goose Crew, because Gabe Davis actually goosed again against these Cowboys.
He goosed?
Back-to-back gooses for Gabe Davis. He has goosed in 3 of the last 4 games and 4 of the last 6. 4 gooses in 6 games. Still somehow wide receiver 42 in full PPR leagues. Sam, freaking Dawson Knox also goosed in this game. So Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, Gabe Davis, they all goosed. Sam, is Gabe Davis the leader of the Goose Crew?
Absolutely. It's become a joke in the fantasy circles, because for a while he was having a game where he'd go off and then followed up with a goose, kind of go back and forth. But lately it's just been gooses. He was on my bench for a while.
Ooh.
I'd had enough and I dropped him. I knew somebody would pick him up pretty quick, and I think maybe it was Kelly, but
it was Jack. I think Jack.
It was Jack. Yeah, king of the goose.
Max, he's got 3 gooses in his last 4 games and 4 in his last 6. Does he get your vote for leader of the Goose Crew, Gabe Davis?
He's definitely leader of the Goose Crew. Come playoff time, Jack had him in his lineup. Jack had him in his lineup. He must have heard our last podcast, because we were talking about him being the leader of the Goose Crew. Swapped him out for someone obviously better. And so, see, we got good advice here at the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. Don't put in a guy that gives you a goose.